Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make a paracord bracelet using two colors of paracord. And we're going to be doing the Cobra Weave with this pattern. Here we have black, a dark green. You also need a lighter. I have two here. I have a Zippo and I have a normal Bic lighter. Shackle, sorry. This is a D-shackle. Candle, be useful. You either need a candle or a Zippo lighter. Tape measure, and a pair of scissors. Alright, so first let's start by taking 4.5 feet of each color rope. So you would use the tape measure here. Three. 4, 5. And then we'll cut it. And this is where you're going to take your lighter and you're going to burn the end of it to melt it there. So now let's start here. We're going to take our two colors of rope and we need to melt them together. So what we're going to do, how we're going to do that, is we're going to take our candle. I'll zoom in here so you can see this better. Light it. And we're going to melt these two ends together. I'm just going to hold it in the heat of the flame. Get the ends really hot. Once they start melting, you don't really want them to turn black or anything. You just kind of make sure you push the plastic together there. Whoop, don't want them to do that. Push them together. Make sure they stick and stay together nice and strong. It's going to be very hot. Very, very hot. Now it should be pretty snug there. Alright, so now we're going to tie a cow hitch around this E-ring here. So taking where this knot's at, actually, it's probably best to loop it a little like this, where you've got this knot actually down here a little bit, so we can hide it here later. But you're going to put it up through, just like that, and you're going to pull these up through the middle. Okay? Now, we've got it just like that, right around it, just up and through, just like that. Pull it tight. This should be a nice snug knot. Now I've got this going on here. So keeping that in mind, we have to remember that this has to be upwards on the upside. So that means we want this to be just like that. It's slightly curved. So you want that up on the upside, same side. It's going to go through this side. And you want to pull it a good ways through, because then you're going to take this side and you got to put it back through. And the easiest way to do that is just try to shove it in the hole as best you can there, and then you can pull on this side and it pulls them both through. So now you take them and you just pull them all the way down. Now what we have is this. You've got the two strings coming off either end of this here, just like that. And this is how you're going to set the length of your entire bracelet. So knowing your wrist size, which you can measure with taking a piece of string, wrapping it around your wrist, and then measuring how far around it goes with the tape measure. I know I want mine to be about 7.5 inches. So I'm going to pull one apart here. Just feed these through just like that. I want it to be about 7.5 inches long. So this is now how we start the bracelet. We know that the curved side is facing up, so now it's time to choose either the black or the green to be the middle color of our Cobra Weave, and which is going to be the outside. I'm going to choose the green to be the inside color. So here's how we're going to do this. I want to try to do this backwards here so that I can show you from the camera's point of view. The middle color is going to go over top, just like that. And then we're going to take the other one, and you want to put it over top of it, take it, put it over top of it, and back behind, and then you're going to pull it up and through this knot right here. And this is the kind of knot you have. And then you pull it tight. Alright, so I'll show you this knot again. So what we do is you're going to take the middle color, which is the dark green in this case, and you pass it over the front, just like that. And then you take this one, and you're going to want to wrap it around the front, and you pass it back behind and pull it up through the loop that's left over. And you're going to pull this tight. And you can see here it's starting to form a crossover pattern here, and the opposite blacks are on the outside with the greens in the middle. So, still doing that same pattern. Green over the top, this over top of that, and then back behind, and up and through the loop. So we're going to keep doing that, and we'll catch back up in a second. So now we're getting to the part that has this little part where we melted it together here, and we're just going to keep going right over it. Now we start getting down closer to the end here and it's almost finished. This is where we want to start tying a couple of these knots and leave them a little loose. So we're going to tie one more tight knot here. But now I'm going to leave a couple of these and I'm just going to go over it. And you don't want to pull it tight. You just want to pull it down to where it's like this. Just kind of loose. And then you're going to round another one, just like that. Same way you've been doing them. Just leave them kind of loose. And what we're going to do with this one is we're going to take the green one and we're going to run it right down through the shackle here. Same thing with the black. right down through the shackle. Now, as we turn it over, I'm going to take both of these and one at a time here is we're going to feed it straight through the black underside, right under these two loose knots. So I'm trying to get it where the camera can see it there. Right through. And same thing with the black. I'm going to take it, put it right through the bottom. Now, I'm going to come back, tighten these up. So by pulling the knots through their holes. Doesn't matter about how tight they actually get around the bottom string, so you don't have to worry about those. Just pull these knots really, really tight. And then pull these through the shackle all the way. And then on the underside here, just go slip right through that. As tight as you can get. Really, really, really tight. And the top of it should look just like that. We don't have to worry about the black knot here. This is part of the underside. But I had a little foresight and just left the green string a little longer instead of the black string. That would have been green as well. But I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. So now on the underside here, what we have to do here, you really want to make sure it's as tight as you can get it. And then we're going to snip that right there. So you want to come in, cut it really, really close to the edge. Don't want to do what I just did and make it so close that you accidentally pull them back through the knot. That's not good. What you do want to do is, now that you have the two ends here, you want to take a lighter and you want to melt them. You want to get them good and nice melted plastic here. Taking the end of your lighter, you want to smooth them and press them into the bracelet. Just like that. By doing that, you've now attached it to itself. And those won't come out of that knot very easily. And there you go. You have a finished bracelet.